Dang, I don't look as cute. It's all right.
Welcome back again. We back again with another episode of the Lindsay Show. I'm TJ Lindsay. I'm here with my gorgeous, lovely wife. Go ahead and introduce yourself, baby. Let them know who you is.
I am TyannaLindsay.
Yeah, and we got another show for y'all. One thing that we want to shout out before we go any further is our Thanksgiving event.
Oh, yeah.
We got our Thanksgiving event coming up.
Yeah.
So if you want to donate, the Cash App will be in the video. It's going to be on Thanksgiving Day in Columbus. If you want to be a part of it, please donate. Or if you want to actually come and help out, let us know. We're looking to put a team together. We already got a solid team right now. We got a few people that already volunteered. So we're just looking for more people, more donations.
Yeah.
Just anything to help out. And we appreciate everybody that's helped out so far.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. It's going to mean so much because the government is about to shut down now. It's already been shut down, but the SNAP benefits are going to be gone on the first Saturday. So tough time in America right now. But as we stated last time on the show, if we stick together, we can go a lot further. So,
Yeah. Yep.
You got any comments, boo?
No. Thank you to everybody that's donated so far.
Yeah, thank you so much. And today we got a very special episode, very special edition. We got our girl Amber, one of our very close family friends. She actually submitted some questions for us to
she did.
go over on the podcast today. And we're going to go through those questions, some very tough, great relationship questions. And we're going to go through them. And that's going to be the episode for today. So Ty is going to prepare the questions, and then we'll
go from there.
Start cooking.
Shout out to Amber.
Shout out Amber, for sure. And she's single, by the way.
Single.
Just in case, we don't want to put her on blast, but she's single. Great woman, for sure.
She's going to be cheesing from ear to ear. She hear this. Okay, y'all. So we're going to get straight into it. Her first question is, what does it mean? What does it mean to us to be one flesh in a biblical sense?
That's a very good question. You want me to start off?
Yeah.
Okay. So, if we're talking about like in a biblical sense, one flesh, we got to take it back to the beginning just to give some context to it. So when we look at like Genesis, we talk about how Eve was made from the rib of Adam. So there was actually a piece taken from Adam to create Eve. So I think that is one example of the two becoming one and one flesh, because she actually was created from an actual part of Adam.
Yeah.
So in a biblical context, we are all God's people, and that kind of goes back to the relationship between Jesus and the church. The church is multiple pieces. The church isn't just one entity as a whole. There's multiple moving pieces in the church, and we come together to form the body of Christ. So in a marriage, we talk about two different people from two different households, could be two different countries, two different walks of life in some instances, coming together to be one. You can compare that to those references that are in the Bible. And I think recently we talked about how the Bible kind of like your family. It's like Adam and Eve is like the grandparents who
Yeah.
who have children, and like this couple becomes a family. Then this family becomes a village. Then they become the Israelites. They become a city. And before you know it, you got cousins all over the country, and it becomes like Paul writing letters to the different factions of the church. And I think like the purpose of that is just to say that these pieces can be different pieces. They're different pieces, but they all form together to become one body of Christ. And in a marriage, it's the same thing. We're two people coming together to form a union with one goal in mind. So in a biblical sense, I think that that's what they're talking about as far as the flesh becoming one, us being two different people, but having the same goals.
Yeah.
One band, one sound. It's like drumline,
Yeah.
So that's kind of my interpretation of the flesh
being
becoming one.
Yeah.
Us leaving our egos aside, us putting out our differences and stepping in unison,
Yeah.
fusion, to complete the goal of
Yeah.
creating a family in one body. And it's just like the body of Christ.
I agree with you. I think it's important. You said something very interesting. You talked about, like the two of you you come from different walks, of life, different backgrounds, like some even from different countries.
Yeah.
So I think that's why God highlighted the importance of us now becoming one.
Yeah.
Because we have, like you just said, we come from different backgrounds. So we got to be on the same page.
Yeah.
And we got to move as one.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we ain't moving as one, then that ain't gonna work.
Yeah.
And I think it piggybacks off of the scripture that speaks about being equally yoked. Like you both have to be equally yoked in order to operate, to keep the machine functioning, keep the machine going.
Yeah.
Of course, I play a part and you play your own part. However, it's one. It's one mission, pretty much. So I agree with what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah, and we all been in them churches when everybody ain't on the same page.
Yeah.
When someone, Miss Caroline in the back talking about Miss Cheryl
I'm done.
macaroni and cheese,
Not that mad.
it's hard for us to, it's hard for us to make a difference and to fulfill God's purpose for the body.
Yeah.
And if we're not together.
Yeah.
So I think that is, from a biblical standpoint,
Yeah. That was
how
good.
the two become one.
That was good, boo.
Yeah.
It also talks about, like, I don't think we talk about this enough either, about the man like getting married and leaving his family behind, leaving his mother and his father behind. And I think that's very important.
Oh yeah.
To create his own family. It's not that you're saying like forget y'all, but it's like this is my family. I now have a duty. I have a mission to complete.
Yeah.
Okay. Her next question is, how do you handle disagreements and resolve conflict biblically? Well, you pray. That sounds cliche, but you pray. You pray. If you are in a disagreement, it's okay to disagree. It happens. It's okay to disagree, but make sure you are, whatever you are in a disagreement with, make sure it's, it's with love. Like if you guys are communicating, you're communicating with one another, with love. Make sure there's always love there when you're doing that. And I would say, don't don't go to bed holding on to that. That sounds cliche too. We're so used to our seasoned married couples telling us,
Yeah.
don't go to sleep mad. And you, in your little brain, you'd be like, whatever. But I think that that's very true. And there's importance and significance behind that, because when we speak about the enemy, we talk about the enemy, he hates everything that God is creating, right? And we know how God honors marriages. That's something that he wants for us. So off the rip, he already hates marriage. But if you're going to sleep mad at your spouse now, that gives the enemy a chance to come in and just plant all kind of lies in your head. You mad about this one little thing. You ain't prayed about it. You ain't went to your spouse to reconcile. You ain't did none of that. Now you got the enemy in your head planting little seeds of this and that. And now it turns into something completely different now.
Because it turns into, remember she did that too.
Yeah, yeah.
Didn't she?
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't she? Matter of fact, she,
It turns, yeah.
it compounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
So,
with conflict, you got to have a lot of, you got to be persistent. I feel like in a relationship, because in a marriage, like people notice because they've been in like long-term relationships, but in a marriage, like you can argue over the smallest things, because we turn from like we were talking about, like we go from having the ability to walk out at any time,
Yeah.
to, oh, we got to figure this out, so it could be literally who drunk the orange juice, literally it could be very small things. And to deal with the conflict
yeah.
is, like she said, you got to pray about it. I also think that me and Ty, one thing that helped our relationship with conflict is reading the Bible together.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because when you read it together, I think your understanding is more in sync than if you read something, I read it, and we come together with two different understandings,
Yeah.
In the moment when we're reading it together, I feel like it's a more synergizing
Yeah.
read
Yeah.
when you're doing it together. So our Bible studies have helped us a lot with conflict.
Yeah.
So,
That's good.
yeah.
That's good. Okay, let's see what we got next.
Gideon. I'm not
Oh,
I'm not about to argue with you about what God told me.
yeah, yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
arguing with you about what God told me.
Next question. How do you plan to raise your children in the faith as a couple?
Ooh,
That's a good question.
caught me off guard there. So
That's a really good question.
we, of course, we attend church regularly. As much as there's seasons where we will watch from home, not seasons, but weeks. We're usually there, but we want to make sure that we keep our kids in church with us. I
Yeah.
grew up in the church. My mom took me to church. My grandma took me to church. And they took me to church when it wasn't no daycare at the church. I
Yeah.
had to sit in the big sanctuary, and read the Bible.
Yeah.
I had to sit there and read the Bible. So, but those seeds that were planted in me early, I forgot what the scripture is, but raise a
Raise them
child
up.
up,
Yeah.
and they won't depart.
Yeah.
And even though I had seasons in my life where I was disconnected from the church, it was always in me. And when I did get back to a season where I was ready to get back to my faith and just full time getting back into my faith, it was natural.
Yeah.
So planting those seeds in your children, taking them to church, praying with them. We got a devotional book for Asada that Ty reads with her every night, and it has prayers in there. It talks about the Lord. It gives her scripture. We praying together.
Yeah.
We pray as a family.
Yeah.
When my oldest daughter was here, taking her to church.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As much as we could, getting her involved in like youth night and things like that.
Yeah.
So, trying to show them the way and also allow them to see the benefit of it in and the joy that can come with.
from it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Um, yeah, basically everything TJ said.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's important for your children because a lot of times kids grow up hearing or learning about, well, just hearing about God. Like they may hear their parents speak about God, but do they really see them doing it? And so that's something that I'm really big on. Like my
Yeah.
daughter, and when I'm up in the morning, if my daughter wakes up, sometimes she will wake up, and those moments when she wake up, every single time like clockwork, she know exactly where I'm at. She comes downstairs, she comes to the prayer room, and she sits with me. Like I think it's important for your kids to like see you actively pursuing your relationship with God, taking it serious, making it a priority. And so I think that's something that's very important to me. I didn't have that growing up. I really didn't have anybody in the house that was dedicated to Christ like that. So that's important for me. I don't want my children to grow up and experience some things or find out the harder way when, as a kid, if it's instilled in you,
Yeah.
then you know them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And
Absolutely.
it always brings a smile. Like it brings me joy. Like when I hear Asada, it'll be random questions too. If she randomly asks something about Jesus or if she randomly asks something about God, I think it's just amazing that her little 7-year-old brain understands that Jesus and God, there's Jesus is the Son and God is the Father, but she understands that they're the same. I think that that's amazing. At 7, she understands that. But yeah,
Yeah.
just think that's important, and that's the best thing you could do for your kids. I mean, they do have to grow up, and eventually they choose their own life.
Yeah.
However, it's important for them to see those things versus just hearing about it. I think it's important for them to actively see it.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was a good question, Amber.
Yeah. It's a really good question.
Um, Next question. While dating, how do you know when to give your significant other room for patience? In the meaning of he's not where he should be, but he's trying versus he's just not in the space or time to be in a relationship.
You want me to do it, or you want to go ahead and you want to start?
Um, you can start.
Okay. I think that's a good question. A very good question. I think that it's a lot of that is intuition. So you seeing potential in this person, having the intuition that this is a good person, that this is a godly person, that this is a ambitious person, that I think it starts there because I think it's easier to decipher the changes in their behavior if you have some type of initial synopsis of the type of person that you're dealing with. Like you were saying, you got to ask those questions initially. If you are who you say you are,
Yeah.
then you are going to do things in a way that lead to you being the person that you set out to be.
Yeah.
So in some seasons of life, you could just be going through some stuff. It's a lot of seasons in life where you may be doing the right things,
Yeah.
and it just might not be your time yet, And I think a lot of people will let go of people in times when it just wasn't their time yet, and I feel like they make a mistake sometimes by letting that person go when it just wasn't their time yet. If they would have waited longer, they would have saw that this person was who they said that they was, who was who they initially said that they were. But if that person is going through that season and they're hitting blocks and they're not making changes, like significant changes that you can see, like I'm not talking about getting a new barber. I'm not talking about, oh, I'm only rocking Nike sweatsuit. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking
Okay.
about like, oh, he's getting up, he going to the gym more. You know what I'm saying? Oh, he getting up, he praying more. Oh, he's in his word more. Oh, he is reading more. He's studying more. Like changes that you actually can see, not the changes just so you can shut your mouth. And if you see those changes happening in that person, it may just not be his time yet.
But so do you wait?
I think if they're willing to make the changes, then I mean, and they're not, yeah, you wait, you be patient.
How long should you wait?
How long should you wait? That's a good question. As long as it takes, you know, not forever. Like I said, this person is actually making changes, living a good life. If okay, this ain't working for them, so they doing this now. Oh, they out there. Oh, this job he didn't work for him. Oh, he went and got a new job. Oh, he went and got certified. You know,
Okay.
like those type of changes. You wait for those type of changes because it takes a while sometimes. You know, especially with a man. You know, we sometimes take a little longer to get into a position that we want to actually be in. But if you're not seeing those changes, then you can bet your bottom dollar that that person's probably stuck in their ways. And they probably, you know what I'm saying, probably not the one, you know. But if you have a loving relationship and that person is, he's giving you the plan, he's executing the plan. Oh, this plan didn't work, baby. I'm about to try this. And he's moving like that. That door gonna break down for him. So be patient, ladies. Don't throw that man away that might could have been the one for you just because it wasn't his time yet. Just to see his time come with somebody else, or vice versa with a woman. Throw a woman away and then her time come later. So I think that you don't wait forever, but if the love is there and that person is actively,
No.
all right, go ahead.
I agree,
Prove me
but
wrong.
I disagree. I agree and disagree.
Okay, go ahead.
Because I feel like, how long am I supposed to wait for you to decide that you're ready? Like, I don't get it.
What you mean decide that I'm ready, first of all?
Because you're saying wait, just be patient and wait. So if I watch you make I ain't gonna say many changes. If I watch you make changes, if I see you change and you grow this way, you grow on that way, you grow on that way, and you grow, I'm trying to figure out how long do you expect for me to wait till you gonna decide that we gonna get married?
Okay, so I think that's a different thing that I'm talking about there.
Oh, okay.
So
Well, yeah, she really didn't go deep into
she didn't
detail.
go deep into the
Like,
question.
do you
Yeah,
mean
like that,
if they already married or are they about to get married? Well, she said dating, so I'm assuming that they're not married.
So if you like we talked about this last episode, a man wants to be at a certain point before he gets married. Sometimes that's what he wants. And my answer was based on him getting to that point to where he feels comfortable to take on that responsibility. Now, my conclusion last time was that's fear, and
Yeah.
you're going to get through that threshold by just moving forward with your life. But if we're talking about, I don't want to marry you yet, then you don't wait forever for that. That's different.
Yeah.
When we're talking about love, we're talking about, being together type of waiting for that, for me to act right. It should never be no question about that, actually, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't think you should wait long on people that are unsure about you. Anybody that's unsure about you, then you don't want them. Don't settle for me.
Yeah. Facts.
Feel me? So
Okay. I don't know how I feel about that one.
that's a good question.
That was a good question.
There's a lot of ways to answer that.
Okay. The next one is steps on how to prep yourself for marriage. Prioritize your relationship with God. I know nobody want to hear that. Ladies, y'all want to hear that, but prioritize your relationship with God. The way that you respond and react to God is going to shine a light on you as far as how you feel about authority.
Get out.
If you respect authority or if you don't. And to be a wife, you have to respect authority, because you have to understand that your husband is the leader. He's going to lead you into work, whatever God has prepared for y'all, right? And you have to be able to trust that. So somewhere along the way, you're lacking trust. You're not even trusting your source. You know, that's you said that's your source. You're not even trusting your source to mold and shape you into the wife that he needs you to be for the husband that he has for you. You need to pursue that relationship with God first. Get around more married women, who's been married for years. See, ask them questions. See how they feel about marriage. Ask for some of their advice, kind of surround yourself around those kind of marriages. Um, and taking care of yourself, I would say. Are you working on yourself, or do you just feel like God, or do you just automatically assume that you're ready and that God is withholding a husband from you? If that's how you feel, we in trouble. We're in trouble. If you feel like you're not doing anything wrong, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. Because let's be honest, we all can. There's some areas in our life we all can grow in. That's just life.
Absolutely.
Like even when you get married, there's still gonna be some things about you
Especially when you get
that
married.
you're gonna have to. You gotta grow in.
Yeah.
You gotta allow God to shape you and mold you into what He needs you to be for this marriage, for this covenant. That's how I feel. And taking care of yourself. Do you? Again, we expect for men to, oh, for my birthday, I want to go here. Go take me to this dinner place. Go take me to eat here. Okay, while you in your singleness, while you're in your single season, are you doing that for yourself? I think we don't ask ourselves those kind of questions. How do you expect him to do it if you're not going to do it for yourself? Do you even know that you're going to like it?
That's true. That's true.
Like, you wouldn't know because you ain't did it for yourself. You got to take care of yourself. Take care of yourself, and prioritize your relationship with God. What you got?
From the men's side, I think that I agree with her as far as like you got your walk got to be right, and I think that you need to have your mindset right. I think mindset is everything. How you do one thing is how you do everything. The way you get muscles is you go to the gym, even when you don't want to go to the gym. You go to the gym. If the way that you get better in school, you study, even when you don't want to study. The way you get a better relationship with God is you pray, even when you don't want to pray. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The way that you build a relationship with your significant other is you stay in it. You love her even on the days when you feel like you need to be, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
love yourself.
Yeah.
So I think that for men, mindset is important. And I think that you also need to, I think, really just do like a inventory on your life. Inventory. I think that a lot of the things that you need to figure out what you holding on to. Like, cause there's things in your life that will show up and you'll be asking yourself like, why? You need to kind of correlate those things to situations, to trauma, things like that. You need to identify it, I feel like.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that'll give you a better avenue to deal with issues as they arise in marriage. Because like we talked about it earlier, like in a relationship, if you're not married, you can walk out any day. You know what I'm saying? You could just walk out, the doors open 24/7. But in this marriage, you need to be able to check yourself.
And I also want to go back to what I was saying originally, because some people are going to look at it and just assume negative things, that marriage is all about just taking authority from your husband. Da, da, da. That's not all what it's about. And my point to your relationship with God is, you don't even honor God. You don't even honor God. So what makes you think that you're ready to honor something that He honors? That's my whole point in that.
Oh,
You won't even honor Him. You won't even sit down and talk to Him.
yeah.
You won't do any of that. What makes you feel like you are ready to honor something that He honors? That's my whole, point around that. Of course, it's more than just you taking instructions from your husband, of course. But my entire point is just that you won't even talk to the person who's gifting it to you. You don't talk to him.
That's
How you gonna
facts.
take care of what he has for you? You're not.
Yeah, that goes both ways.
Yeah.
That goes both ways because how you gonna take care of God's daughter. You know
Yeah.
how you if you don't have a relationship with God, if you don't honor God, how you gonna honor this woman?
Yeah.
You know how you
Yeah.
gonna treat her the way she want to be treated if you can't even be consistent with your relationship with God, your relationship with yourself as well.
Yeah.
Like you don't even treat yourself right.
Yeah.
And how you can't love nobody till you love yourself.
That's true.
What Whitney Houston say? She said something about I found I found love when I found myself. That's how I go. When you find yourself, that's when you find true love. I feel like because
Yeah.
then at that point you're able to know that you can and that goes back to Jesus and the church.
Yeah.
Because then you know that okay, I'm ready to put it all on the line for my family. Like as a man, the mindset of a man got to be so crazy with a family.
Yeah.
When you got a family, you got to be ready to put your life on the line for this family. We in this house. If somebody break in this house, I'm gonna be the one that gotta go. like first, and that's crazy, but that's the mindset for my family. I'm
Yeah.
willing to, and that's
True.
the same. That's the story of Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the Bible,
Yeah.
you sacrifice yourself for your family, but if you don't have that relationship
Well, that's good. I
with,
like that.
with God, then it's not going. You're not going to understand. You're not going to understand it.
Yeah.
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 You're not going to
That's
be ready,
good.
and that's another way you get ready right there. That's why we talked about that. But anyways, let's keep going.
Okay. How do you decipher God's will from your will? How do you
That's a
tell the
tough one.
difference between the two?
That's
That
a tough
is a
one.
good
Because
question.
I got some strong wills. That'll lead me in the wrong direction. I'll be like, yeah, that's God
my
will.
God.
The Lord be looking. You ever
Nah,
seen
that ain't me.
You ever seen that video on Instagram when dude we about to eat and he like, hey, he just pray real quick and he like, I ain't blessing that. That's how the Lord be with some of my
Yeah.
hard-headed visions for myself.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
I would say this is where reading the Bible is so important to me when we talk about like God's will or hearing God speak or what did God say. I think all of those things, those questions are very important, and you reading your Bible is going to steer you in the right direction. That makes sense what I'm saying. Because you're reading his word, you have to know what he sounds like.
Yeah.
And you don't know that until you read his word, until you read what he says, the way he speaks, the way he moves. You won't know that unless you got the book open. So I think that's very important. I think that can help you kind of decipher the two. Like, is this really God's will or is this my will?
Yeah, I feel like when I pray, I'm gonna give you an inside look into some of my prayer sessions. Like some of my prayer sessions, like not some of them. My prayer sessions they always start with me saying thank you. So I try to show humility
Yeah.
first and foremost before I even, cause you know how you ever had somebody that you're talking to, you know they about to ask you something. So they start off with, how you been, man? How the kids doing, man? Yeah, man, that sound good, man. Hey, you think you can loan me about $20?
I'm done.
You know what I'm saying?
I am weak.
That's messed up. Anyways, but yeah, so I start with humility, thanking you for everything. I try
Yeah.
to thank the Lord, but I also try to listen. So I give myself,
Yeah.
the longest part of my prayer is silence.
Yeah.
I'm just listening, and I try to clear my mind of everything. That's kind of my biggest gymnastic during my prayer sessions is I'm trying to think of nothing, and stuff will always come into your mind, and I'm pulling it back. Like no, just listening,
Yeah.
just listening.
Yeah.
And I feel like from doing that, I don't usually get the download right at that moment. But once I leave my prayer session and I go about my day, he
It's
started
just
dropping
like,
them on me.
here you go.
He started dropping
Yeah.
them on me. Yeah.
I call them Holy Spirit downloads. Like, 'cause I pray kind of similar to like how you pray. Like I go into worship, then I'll pray, giving thanks, all of that, pray, and then I try to sit too in silence, just trying to hear and get direction. And it sometimes I get it right on the spot.
You can, yeah. I've had
And
it.
I would say it's conviction. That's the best way that I can explain it. Convicted. Like God ever showed something to you, and you knew he was showing it to you, like you knew for sure he was showing that to you, but somewhere along the way you walked away from that. And now you in your prayer closet with your face on the ground, and you begging God and pleading with God, show me your will for me, show me your will for me. If there's been so many times that I have just sat there, and then immediately the conviction starts setting in, like, oh, well, he showed me this 2 years ago.
Oh yeah.
I didn't even touch it. He told me to do this 2 years ago. I didn't touch it. I just decided to do what I wanted to do. I yeah, that's the best way I can explain it. It's just his word. You know what he sounds like, and the only way you're gonna know that is if you read the Bible.
That's true.
And he does speak a lot of times. He doesn't speak in a way that we feel like he should, and that I think that gets in our way a lot. Or he didn't give you the answer that you wanted.
Oh yeah,
And so in your
absolutely.
brain, you're going to say, nah, ain't no way. Ain't
Oh
no
yeah.
way. Like, there's no
Yeah.
way. And that's another way you could tell if you putting your will over his will for you. A lot of
Yeah.
times you're going to fight what he said.
Yeah.
That's another way you can tell. You're going to fight. Let's say you pray for something that he show you multiple times. This ain't it. But despite what he's showing you, you still trying to pursue that. That's you in your way. That's your will.
I think I've seen it the other way too, though.
Yeah.
I think the other way I see it a lot too, where the Lord won't fight with you about it. He'll let you go about
Yeah.
on that long way, and it's
Yeah.
like he'll be like,
Yeah.
it's like you ever seen well, people will say stuff like like you'll be hating your job or something like
Yeah.
that, and at one time you prayed for it,
Yep.
you know, or
Yep.
some situation that you have will turn out to be not what you thought it was gonna be, and you be asking like, "Dang, how I get here?" And it's
Yeah.
like God, like you pray for that. You know what I'm saying? You pray for it. Sometimes the Lord will let you. It's free
Yeah.
will.
Yeah.
He'll let you
Yeah.
do what you want to do, just so he can teach a lesson. It's Gideon. You know,
Yeah.
it's and then he'll make you come back to him. You know, because he'll
Yeah.
bring it back to him. Like, Lord, okay, that ain't work. What you know what I'm saying? What
Yeah.
this time I gotta.
Yeah.
I'm not going. I'm done following my way. So sometimes it's like
Yeah.
you fight against it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And other times it's like, oh, I'm just gonna do it my way, and it's easy to do it that way. It's no resistance. And then you like, my way don't work.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's
Yeah.
the most suckiest. That sucks. But yeah, my whole I would say conviction. That's how I know I'm pursuing something that has nothing to do with God. I immediately feel convicted. And then I get mad.
Dang.
I get mad at myself. Like, girl, you was not on this floor like this, knowing the Lord told you to do this. And you got the nerve to have your face on this ground asking
Yeah.
him why.
Yeah.
So I have to fuss at myself too. But yeah, that was a good question. You got any more?
I want to say something, but I don't think it got nothing to do with the conversation.
Oh, what you gonna say?
Let's go talk about my grandma.
Oh, okay. Grandma Minnie.
No,
Oh,
my grandma Cora. So my grandma Cora, my mom's mom. One of my fondest memories of her is that she was always writing. She always had these notebooks filled with notes, like just notes. She called them ink pens. She from down south. You know what I'm saying? She always have an ink pen, and she'd be writing in these notebooks, note after note. You know, and I think that has sometimes, like when I get downloads and when I get these type of things, like I write everything
everything
down, and
down,
I
yeah.
know that I write because I grew up seeing her do it, and I think a lot of those was probably the downloads that she was getting. You know, a lot of her
Yep.
prayers and
Yep.
intuitions. But I just wanted to say, write stuff down too, so you don't
Yeah.
forget it. Sometimes the Lord will bless you at a time where you know he'll hit you with something, you know, you ain't got nothing to write on. Write it down.
Yeah. Okay, we're gonna take one more. When does individualism become toxic in a marriage?
That's That's a loaded question right there.
That is, dang, Amber.
Individualism. So it's a difference, in my opinion, it's a difference between individualism and identity.
Yes. Yeah.
There's a difference between those two. Identity is just who you are at your most easeful existence.
Yeah.
Individualism is selfish by nature.
Yes. Yeah. I agree with that. Yeah.
Individualism is unagreeable
Yeah.
by default. It's just it's I got these shoes because I know nobody else has them. It's trying to be different. It's
Yeah.
not being yourself. It's being something different than the group. So I don't individualism, from my definition of it, and from what I've seen, Amos Wilson talk a lot about individualism, and from his what he says about it as well. It's a selfish. There's no such thing as a individual. An individual can't exist outside of the group because it takes an audience for you to call yourself an individual. I can call myself a singer, but unless I have an audience, I'm no singer. So from my perspective of individualism is selfish, and I think we get ourselves in trouble with individualism, period.
Yeah.
Having an identity is fine.
Yeah.
Being yourself, having unique differences, fine. But when you go out of your way to be different, you can't be in no marriage
Yeah.
doing individualism.
Yeah. No, that's not going.
That don't even work.
But you're right. It reeks selfish.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that doesn't work. So, yeah, you can't be an individual in a marriage. It does not work.
No, individualism does not work. Identity,
Yes.
you need it.
But,
Individualism, trying to be this because of,
yeah. Because you're
you
not
trying to stunt on your partner?
Yeah, and then you're not even. I guess the way I'm looking at it is, you are stepping so outside of the marriage.
Yeah.
You're not even thinking about the marriage.
That's not the two becoming one.
Yeah, that's not at all. We're not on the same team.
No.
We're not working on the same machine.
No.
You all the way over here doing this.
Individualism was what the Pharisees was doing. Individualism was, nah, y'all ain't doing it right. You know what I'm saying? Individualism is nah, you gotta do it like this, and not even knowing the right way, because there is no right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But in the context, like, individualism is, like I said, by default selfish.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
Only I know right.
Yeah, that doesn't work.
Yeah, don't work in no marriage.
Is that it? We done? I think that's it.
Is it?
What is it? Hold on. What does it look like to remain in a pure heart and continue to support your partner when your partner is not on the same page as you or loving you properly for a long season? How do you overcome that without building resentment in your heart? That's a lot.
That is a
Amber.
lot. That's loaded right there.
What does it look like to remain in a pure heart and continue to support your partner when your partner is not on the same page as you or loving you properly for a long season? I'm gonna just stop right there. I would say if you are in that situation, you were talking about counseling, and I think that right there may be some marriage counseling.
Yeah. Also, I mean,
I don't know.
how
like,
do you
what
break the ice?
Yeah, what do you mean as far as your partner is not on the same page as you? Is this something that's minute?
Yeah.
How major is this? When you say not loving you properly for a season, what does that look like?
I mean, I know what she's trying to say there. I feel like it takes two That's what I think. So if you feel like, I mean, and it can go either way, but you can't. I think a lot of times this is one thing on both sides of the aisle. We don't communicate. Like sometimes it's like, oh, I'm not happy, but I'm not going to tell you that I'm not happy. I'm just going to wait for you to figure it out. And it's not only, oh, and I might tell you that I'm not happy, but I don't know what makes me happy. So figure it out. And it's like you don't even know what makes you happy. And I feel like in those seasons of relationships, those are the most dangerous seasons, in my opinion, of a relationship, when the communication is off. Maybe something is not right in a relationship. Maybe you can't articulate it, but it takes two. It can never. You can't just rely on one person to figure it out. One person, I can't read your mind. You have to communicate. I'm not happy. This will make me happy. This will make me happier if you do this.
Yeah.
Now if that person refuses to do that, you know what I'm saying? Then I think at that point we're talking more of a counseling, or more of a, like, we on thin ice.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of times in these situations, the communication is what's broken. It's not
Yeah.
really what the two people are doing. It's the communication. They're not communicating. I need this from you, and if I don't get it, then
So there's
I have
an
an
issue because if they're not communicating with your spouse, that's an issue.
yeah, absolutely.
That's just the issue, period. And
Being frustrated and holding it in.
yeah,
We talked about that, the marriage thing we went to. Conflict is opportunity in your relationship.
yeah.
So,
But I think, yeah, if this were me in that situation and we're just not communicating, and I just feel like I'm not happy or you're not loving me like I want to be loved, if I feel like I can't communicate that with you, then to me, staying in a pure heart, that is, of course, me still talking to God, of course, still loving my spouse, but I would seek counseling at that point.
yeah,
Right?
if the communication has been given, if I've told you, hey,
Yeah.
I'm not happy with this, I feel like this, I would be happier if this, and that person refuses to do those things, then I feel like that is counseling, and that's an issue. But if you're not communicating, then you are just as much to
well,
blame.
he or she has to know, right? They have to
Yeah.
know what you're feeling.
Yeah.
And if you refuse to communicate that to them, then how will they know?
Yeah, exactly.
I agree with that. You have
Yeah.
to, somebody got to say something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Mainly
think
the
that was the end
person
of
that is feeling that way, though.
How do you overcome that without building resentment in your heart?
Which side?
I'm assuming them not loving you properly for a long season and not on the same page. I truly believe that in some situations it's like what they be saying, beating a dead horse. Sometimes, like, to repeat it over and over and over and over again. I think sometimes you can get to a point to where you come into agreement that if I continue to communicate this to you and it's just not going nowhere, I'm not going to drive myself crazy trying to reiterate it over and over and over and over and over again to you.
Yeah, that's true.
So I think that helps with not having resentment, if that makes sense what I'm saying.
I think
There's probably a better way to say that. A much better way.
you got to find new ways to love your partner.
Yeah.
That was a great question. Appreciate Amber for sending these questions. Shout out
Yeah.
Amber. We appreciate it. Those are hopefully that helped somebody for sure. Those are some
Yeah.
intense questions. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah, those are good.
yeah, for sure. And make sure you like and subscribe. Make sure you hit us up about the event that we have on Thanksgiving Day. And our website is coming soon. Tyanna is having her book drop here soon.
Yep.
And I have a book on the way as well. That's all we got. We got to get to bed. We old, y'all.
Old out here. I'm holding on for dear life.
We got to get up out of here, y'all. But appreciate everybody that's been listening. We'll keep on dropping it for y'all. Y'all have a good night. And like Pam say,
Goodbye.